This is absolutely Essendon. It's round 13. It's our match preview. Essendon versus Carlton. A bitter, bitter rivalry, as our little trailer alluded to. This is what it looks like, North Melbourne fans.
Yeah. Look, it does. I mean, they were carrying on last week about how the rivalry between North and Essendon was, the be-all and end-all.
Yeah, so we thought we'd break it up.
Yeah, I think they need to probably pay attention and take some notes for this one because, this is the real McCoy. I think it's the game that I look forward to most and dread the most.
Yes, yeah.
You can have your Anzac days and your Queen's Cottage birthdays and all the rest of it, the country rounds.
The big freeze.
But, the Carlton-Essendon game, it actually feels like you're going to war. And that's not to, play down the horrors of war, but it gets close. And some of the pain that I've felt over the years from those bastards,
So what we thought we'd do, we're just going to cover off a few snippets.
I'm having a little therapy.
Yeah, I can see you having a moment there. Yeah. Just calm down. Can we get a tea here, please?
Thank you, Simon.
Just cover off a few of the snippets, key sort of history, moments in history between the two clubs.
This is not going to be like a Ken Burns documentary, is it?
It might be just a lot of slow sort of close-ups, just the camera moving in. No, it's not going to be any of that. But we just thought let's a bit of a recap was required.
A quick video is a good video.
Yeah, all right, okay. So, mate, we have never done that. We started this channel, we said we'd never do more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, but we're doing dog minutes. Okay,
it's just never.
You can always turn off.
We just can't seem to make one. We can't seem to make one less than 5 minutes. Anyway, so that's what we're going to cover off here.
Again, I will say it one more time. There is a fast forward speed up button on YouTube if you want to hear him sounding like a chipmunk.
Play it in double speed. So let's cover off.
Where do you want to start?
Let's at a macro level. 16 premierships each.
Correct.
We are at the top of the premiership ladder.
And may I add, we've had more runner-ups, which places us at the absolute top.
Oh, it's like we're
on a count back.
We're like first on percentage with premierships.
We are first on a count back,
right,
based on coming second.
Okay, so there is that, and we've faced each other in grand finals. Quite a few
times. Yep, 6 times we've played them. The name that shall not be spoken.
Right.
And it's 3 apiece at this stage.
Okay. You can say Carlton. It's allowed. It's a safe space for Bonga fans. And so what about total number of finals?
You can't say it.
How many was it? Was it
total? Well, not counting grand finals, it's 14 finals and it's 7 apiece.
Right. Yep. Okay. So
I've known that all along. I didn't look that up this morning.
No. I know you do know that stuff off the top of your head. So it's
close.
Yes,
it's line ball.
It is very close. Yeah. So why don't we
that annoys me a little bit.
Does it?
I'd like to be smashing them
because they're sort of held in the same regard as our team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can't have that. So why don't we just pick a few moments from, say, the last 20, 30 years?
So we'll randomly think.
Yes.
You have a couple. I have a couple. I think we can do that.
Just pluck them out because I know I have some pain, some emotional pain.
Oh, and some glory and celebration.
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
Well, shall we? Well, yes. Maybe we. No. Let's start in the 80s.
The first catalyst of that was when Sheedy joined as coach in 81.
Yeah. Right.
Sheedy was a part of the Richmond teams, of course, in the 70s that had a fierce rivalry with Carlton.
Yeah.
And I said the name. And, he brought some of that with him to Essendon. And I think when Sheedy joined the club, he made it pretty clear.
How did he bring that over with him?
Well, I think he bought it with him in a little glass jar.
Right. Pickled.
Break on emergency.
Breaking case,
whatever,
Yes.
Anyway, so let's not waste any time on that. But he certainly would have instilled that sort of hatred towards Carlton because he certainly had it himself.
Right.
And, we had a great run against them in the 80s. I think there was we had about a 10 or 12 game winning streak against them in the 80s.
Okay. Until we get to then. Yeah. The 93 grand final.
Yeah, so I mean,
we were lucky to get into.
I just want to make one more point because it's a very important, sliding door moment. Mike Fitzpatrick, you might remember that guy.
Yeah. What's your point?
Okay, so Mike Fitzpatrick played for Carlton, and in 1981 there was a game, very close game. He was pinged for wasting time,
right?
And the subsequent free kick to Essendon resulted in a point, which gave us the victory by 1 point. And, how often does a wasting time penalty happen? Not often. So it was very unusual. And I think Fitzpatrick, he's carried that with him.
He
for a
took
long
it to
time.
heart.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't get over it. He
Right.
hates Essendon, and let's be honest, in 2013 when the AFL was out to slice us up into little pieces over the supplement saga, who was the guy running the show then?
Mike Fitzpatrick.
Eh?
What? And
You're
he's-
like Columbo.
He, I'd never joined the dots on that.
Put it 2 and 2.
Because he really sort of gave Demetrio a nudge and said,
Not only a
sort
nudge, you
sort
want
that
your
out.
job, throw Herd under the bus, throw that whole stinking football club under the bus. That was Mike Fitzpatrick.
That is just dastardly. That is the ultimate revenge arc.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's books on this subject matter where, you know, it is pointed to Fitzpatrick having had a very significant role to play in trying to wreck our football club. So he can go to effing hell.
What a fiend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, so
and I'm glad you brought that up.
we've got the blood going a little bit now.
Wasn't aware of that. Okay,
Yeah.
so we
So-
go to the 93 grand
93.
final.
So we'll come back. So we're jumping, 10 years forward, 10 years
Yes,
back. So we're
yes.
back in 93.
We are. But baby Bombers, lucky to have got through their preliminary final when they were down considerably into the
Yes.
grand final. So
Yes.
Carlton were the hot favourites,
They were.
and the baby Bombers, they made it happen.
They did.
That was a moment.
They
That was a
did.
moment of big joy.
What a year that was. I mean,
Yeah.
not only did we beat that stinking horrible club in the grand
Yeah.
final, but Gavin Wanganeen pipped Greg Williams for the Brownlow that
Yes.
year.
Oh, that's
And,
right. He did.
You know,
He
Williams.
did.
I mean, he just lives on in my heart as just some sort of horrible villain from a Shakespearean play.
Right.
But Sean Denham. They should build a statue of Sean Denham outside the hangar.
Yeah.
For the way he rubbed Williams's nose in the dirt.
Yeah.
in the
Well,
grand
he got a
final.
big bloody nose himself,
Sure.
didn't he?
Yeah,
that's what I
that's a
remember
normal
from the
day out
game.
for Shawnee. Yeah,
That's how he rolls.
He was a pretty hard-nosed, literally, player, and I mean, he just owned Williams on that grand final.
Yeah,
and
well.
it was a wonderful effort,
We
and
needed
of
it.
course, Longy's famous goal.
Yeah.
that Stephen Silvani still wakes up in cold sweats over.
He does,
He
yeah.
can't get over that.
Yeah, he says that he touched it, but not that it really matters because we won by plenty.
Yeah, scoreboard.
We won by enough. Okay, so
that's 93. What
the
an
highs and lows
amazing
of football.
year that
the
was.
highs and
Yeah.
lows of football. So then let's fast forward 6 years later. Preliminary final. Essendon has dominated all year. Dominated.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Top the
if you
ladder.
remember that year, I think we started off a little bit slowly.
Right.
Then we lost Lucas with a broken leg and James Herd. James Herd was crying on the bench at the beginning of that season. He was out with a stress fracture.
Oh, really?
Fractured navicular bone. And so we went into that final series without two very important players, but
Yeah.
we were still dominating that season.
Yes.
And,
all the expectation was on us.
It was definitely with us, and then we won our semi-final, and then after that, news on the back of the Herald Sun with Essendon members lining up for grand final tickets before we'd played in the preliminary final.
Major act of hubris. There
That word
it
again.
is.
That
There
word
it is.
again.
It comes up a lot on these
It
videos
does.
because
It
it's a
does.
factor.
It does. You don't play with the football gods. You
Yes.
don't taunt them like that. And,
Yeah. What's
and-
the saying? Expectation reduces joy. Maybe start counting your chickens.
Okay.
Do you like that?
You got
Well,
a
it
few of
does.
those.
Yeah,
You got
okay.
You got a little book of those, have you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we front up to the MCG to play that team in the preliminary final where
Yes.
I think we must have been $1.10 to win that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And they were, out at about $3 or something. And oh Jesus.
Yeah, that was the. Koudafides had a big day, but we.
Did we have to relive it?
No, we don't. But there was a famous tackle there of
Yeah.
Dean Wallace, and where he was, he was heading for goal.
He had to.
And,
a lot of people criticise him that he didn't get rid of the ball, but he
Yeah,
knew there were
yeah,
only seconds
yeah,
left.
yeah,
He
yeah.
had to get closer to the 50-metre line.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got caught. Was it Murphy that tackled him? Justin Murphy or
Fraser Brown.
Fraser Brown? It might
wasn't
have
it?
been. Yeah, you might
the
be
curly
right.
hair guy.
I mean, they're
You
just
got him.
all horrible people.
Yes, they're all horrible.
The
Despicable
curly-haired
people.
guy.
Yeah, that
him,
guy.
him.
It was that guy. Yeah.
Koudafides
Anyway,
had that curly hair.
so
too.
that moment is seared into my hard drive. That
and Mercury missing that point of
Yes.
the goal. He kicked a point from
Yeah.
like 5 metres out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a photo with him just holding his hands to his head as if to say, I've just blown it. I mean, we love Martin Curie, but that was a sliding door moment.
I mean, I talk about our pain, but such was the pain for the team and for Sheedy. Sheedy decreed, I'm pretty sure, that the team, the following year, the year 2000, was never to sing the club song if they won a game only if they won the premiership, which is what they did.
Well, musical purists would probably be celebrating that, not having to put up with Essendon singing.
There would have been a lot of people cheering
what
for
you're
that.
saying is that no matter whether we won by 1 point or 100 points, and we won a few games by 100 points that year.
Yes.
We
only lost one game.
They just quietly went to the showers.
They did. I mean, I just imagine doing it these days, when it's a whole part of the sort of the television coverage, the singing of the theme song.
The club would probably get fined if they didn't sing the theme song.
It'd just be very quiet, sort of.
What would Roaming
silence.
Brian do if we weren't singing?
There'd be just a guy.
Where would all the Gatorade go?
Bottle of Gatorade, just spilling it.
Like the janitor.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, they ended up singing it, which is the happy ending.
They did. They did. But then, since then, for the Dons and for our nemesis, it's been a shit show.
It really has. It's just been flying at both clubs, and it's almost impossible to imagine that our great club and their not so fantastic club have gone through such a lean period. And I think since 95 was their last flag, 2000 was that. But funnily enough, we still hold the top spot. We share that top spot.
That is quite amazing when you think about that passage of time.
People take the mickey out of us having not won a final for 6,000 days or whatever. Hey, but you haven't been able to overtake us yet. So who's laughing?
Yeah. Who's laughing?
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they're chuckling big time.
So it's been a disaster. They've had 16 wooden spoons. Not 16. They've had a lot of wooden spoons.
But I've got to say, they're the ones with the money. They're the ones that are cashed out.
Well, that's
the
not
big
going to win your
sponsors,
premierships, will it?
The big power brokers.
Maybe it does.
You get a little creative with salary cap.
You think that's what they've done?
Oh, do I think that's what they've done?
Cheating bastards.
Hey, they got, there was a special cushy gig for Juddy there for a while, wasn't there? Wasn't he an advisor down there?
Yeah, Judd was
Industries?
sort of stamping the cardboard boxes that were coming out of Visi,
that's
Richard
right.
Pratt's company.
That's right. I think his wife was chief sort of Mars bar taster down at the factory. All sweet little gigs going on.
Okay. So I think Judd was getting paid $600,000 to play for Carlton and about $6.5 million to stamp cardboard boxes. Go figure.
Yeah.
But that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. They can get away with that. But
they can.
That's new money, isn't it?
Yes.
That's just new money. They got those mansions out at Avondale Heights. It's no offence to anyone who lives in Avondale Heights.
I don't know, mate. I think there's a few people in Toorak that go for the Blues.
No, let's not name names.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. All right. So
that brings us to the current day.
Is that enough of a history lesson? Do you feel like you've caught up?
I think that's probably one of the worst history lessons that you could ever provide. I mean, as long as the North Melbourne people are still taking notes, that's probably all that matters.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a bitter, real hatred. Did we mention El Clasico?
El Clasico.
Yeah,
along the lines of El Clasico.
Yeah, so the Real Madrid and Barcelona play in the La Liga.
Yes.
In European football.
Yeah, that's a big rivalry.
And then they would kill each other, actually, those teams.
Do the fans kill each other?
Well, I mean, they really do hate each other over
right.
there. They're different parts of the country wanting to separate from each other. It's a little bit different than us.
Yeah, okay.
But it is probably as close as you'll get. I mean, they might say Collingwood, but I think Essendon and Carlton is the really true rivalry in our wonderful competition.
So let's see what's in store. In part 2, we're going to take a close look at the game, predict some ins and outs, and just talk about the current status of both teams and a bit of malaise down there.
It's the King's birthday weekend coming up.
Right.
We're playing on the King's birthday eve.
We are on the Sunday night.
Wrap your tonsils around that. But I'm going to say we've got some really exciting things to discuss in our next episode because this is going to be a banger.
It is.
It really
so look out for it. Thanks for watching yet again.
See you guys.
See you very soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye now.
Bye.